Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. And as well, we use the platform to promote news, people and places. Yes, I am Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, also known as Dr. Mama K. And in today's program to share his amazing story is none other than the highly skilled, talented, dedicated, I could go on about him, very, very professional, Dr. Gavin Galloway. He's an ophthalmologist who runs his own practice in Wynberg and Sea Point in Cape Town, South Africa. And I must say as well, he is my ophthalmologist. You know, see the name as well, yeah. Woo, it's a long name, but I will tell you about that one in a minute. So, Dr. Galloway, welcome to Impact Africa.
Thank you very much, Mama. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. The weather is getting better in Cape
Town. I know it's getting better, really getting better in Cape Town. The wind is still there, but it's getting way, way, way better. But thank you for the time. I know you're very, very busy, in terms of what you provide. We just wanted to hear your story and what, the services you provide. And as well for me to say a little bit about how really you helped save my eyes. But let's start with you.
Yes.
Where were you born? Education, anything you want to share with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I was born here in Cape Town.
Okay.
Quite a few years ago.
Really a few years ago.
Getting older, but I was born in Cape Town, and then I went to school in Cape Town. And then I went to university here in Cape Town, also UCT, which is University of Cape Town.
Okay.
And I took the medicine program here in Cape Town, in UCT. We studied medicine as a general doctor, and then, that's a 6-year program once you finish school. And I was very honored and lucky to get straight into that, to study medicine here. And then through the program, I decided that I really liked the eyes and how the eyes are and to help people with eye problems. Because as you're training as a general doctor, you can go into many different fields.
Right.
You can go into research, or you can go into other surgery or children or be a general doctor. But I decided, no, I really enjoy eyes. It's very niche and very specialized, but it is really the window to our souls. It is what can you really do if you go blind. So to help people with their eye problems, for me it was just amazing.
Let's go back to what you do now.
Yes.
I mean, before we start on the profession, and I liked what you said. Let's go back to the many years ago.
Yes.
When you were born in Cape Town. Life growing up for you, how was that?
Yes.
And as a proud South African, what are you mostly proud of?
Yeah, I'm proud of how the country has got better and become much more inclusive. Obviously, I was born into the apartheid era. That's always very, very difficult. And we knew no different, I guess. I was a young child, so my growing up was influenced by that. And obviously the world for South Africa changed, and it was quite remarkable to see the change. So and then we'll come on to it, but I spent some time overseas to further my studies, and then came back to South Africa to see the difference in South Africa.
So where were you overseas?
I was in the UK, in London and Cambridge. So I went to further my studies after university. And just to see the difference, the change in South Africa and the improvements in the country in many, many ways was amazing for me. So I relocated back to South Africa,
So in terms of the culture, in South Africa, I know depending on where, you come from, whether be it, I know we still use color, in describing white, colored and black.
Yeah.
For you, what food? Is it mostly dry food? What are your dishes you really like as a food?
Yeah, I'm very open to different foods. As a South African, we know this culture, braai culture, which is meat over a fire, barbecue, meat over a fire. That is our one of our loves
Right.
and our passions in South Africa.
Right.
And you must know how to braai.
Yes.
To braai
And do you?
is to,
Can you
I
braai
do.
very well?
I do.
Okay.
I think I braai quite well.
All right, that's good.
So there are different food types, but living in Cape Town is blessed because we have a culture of food. We are a foodie culture. So we all braai at home, but when we go out, we could have Italian or Japanese sushi. There's so many Korean. There's Indian. There's so many different varieties of food, of restaurants and food out there. So Cape Town's very cosmopolitan. So it's really nice to live in.
And the landscape for Cape Town.
It's amazing. It's amazing. No, amazing.
You know,
amazing.
all the Table Mountain, everything.
Yes. So Table Mountain and our beaches and our weather and our wine farms and our mountains to go walking on. So really, it's just the most amazing city in the world.
So let me take you back. I'm going to be going back and forth. I hope that's okay.
All good.
So let me take you back to school. You got the best medical student prize. So you must have been a very studious person.
I was one of those. I was one of those nerds. You know the word.
I don't want to use
the word
that
nerd.
word.
No, I'll use it, so it's fine. I own it. So I was one of those nerds. So I studied a lot. I did have a sporty side to me as well, but I studied a lot. And I managed to.
What sports side do you have to?
So mainly I play tennis. It's one of my passions. But then
no wonder you look fit.
Oh, thank you. And then I also do walking and hiking.
Right.
And some other sports, but mainly tennis.
Right.
And I think the studies paid off, right? The discipline and the hard work and trying to better myself and create a world for myself that's better paid off. And I did win the best student prize at UCT, Cape Town University. And that was an honor, and that helped for me to direct my career further because it looks good on the CV, and to be able to then study further. And I did then go and study, as I said, overseas. Yeah.
So now let's come back to that studies. And you said earlier that for you chose specializing, in terms of the eyes, and you believe is the windows to our soul.
Yes.
Which I definitely, agree with.
Yeah.
How did you then go into having your own practice? Because more or less you're an entrepreneur now, you're on your own.
Yes, it is.
You run your own practice. So did you work for others before?
Right, good question.
When did you start up?
So
why did you decide to go into your...
Very, very good questions. So what happened was I finished my studies here, then I went to specialize as an eye surgeon or eye doctor in England, London and Cambridge. And then and then I made a decision. Actually, I preferred Cape Town for all the reasons we've explained. And my family were here, so so basically we decided to relocate back to Cape Town after spending a number of years in the UK. So at that point, I was wanting to set up a business, a practice, an eye business to help people here in Cape Town. And then I set up my private. It's called a private practice because it's just me. And I set it up, but you are correct. It does also mean you've got to be a slight entrepreneur because you've got to find the right property, you've got to find the right staff, you've got to do this, do that, be the manager, you've got to be the employer, you've got to be the public relations, you've got to advertise, marketing, you've got to tax man, you've got everything, and then you've got to be a doctor as well.
Exactly.
So it is right. People forget that. I think running your own medical could be any medical business or any business, but we're talking medicine today. I think healthcare, and that is true. It is basically an entrepreneur type profile, but medical. So you've got to be kind of everything. But
so how has the journey been?
I found it actually interesting, and I enjoy entrepreneurial things. So I haven't struggled with that. So obviously it comes with challenges.
What are some of the challenges? Can you share?
One in mind would be staff. Staff members. Leadership, staff. that can be a challenge because people move, people will work for you, then they will put in their notice and they will move on, and it's finding new blood, new staff. So staff will be a challenge. There are challenges in the workplace. There's always marketing yourself can be a challenge.
How do you promote yourself?
How do you promote yourself? Okay. All those sort of things. Right. There are what we call referral channels. People will get with eye problems will often get referred to a specialist like me, and just So
when did you start the practice?
Oh, it's about
which year?
About 18 years ago.
18 years ago, wow. Yeah. I think that was about the same time I came here.
Yes.
And I was referred, like you said, by my optician.
Yes.
And at that time, I wouldn't have known, and I'm being honest, with you, that there's a difference between what an optician does and an ophthalmologist.
Correct.
Because I'm like, I thought.
Well, most people and some of our listeners and viewers may not know the difference.
Correct.
So can I take 30
please.
seconds? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So an optometrist or an optician essentially is a professional who engages with you to test your eyes and then prescribe glasses. So or contact lenses. That's their professional role. Mostly they do a basic health screening, but an ophthalmologist or ophthalmologist is a medical doctor. So we all have to have studied medicine. At university, we are then called doctors, and then we would specialize on top of that in eyes. So we are therefore trained to deal with health issues of the eye. So we don't prescribe glasses, we don't sell lenses, we don't sell glasses. We would help the person who has eye problems, vision problems. So we'll be referred by an optometrist or by a family doctor, a general practitioner, or by word of mouth, or the internet, or whatever. But if you have an eye issue with the health of the eye, a simple thing would be a infection in the eye would be a simple example. You would come to an ophthalmologist, not an optometrist, because they're not dealing with the health issues of the eye, because they're not trained to deal with health issues. So that's a simplified view.
So now, thank you for simplifying that, and that's very helpful. So for me, in sharing my own personal journey, because yes, I've had challenges. A bit of challenges with my eye, with the eye pressure. I never knew, all that. But you've managed to work with me where I had a very, very high eye pressure. And then when I now had this incident, last year, I had to have the operation. And I've gone from a -9, believe it or not, to -3. In one eye and the other -1. So you had to have both eyes, operated in. And this is me, no glasses, no contact lenses. Those of you who know me from way back, my glasses was as thick as anything. So for you having to do all those operations, how is that for you?
Oh, I like it.
You like it?
I like
it. My word!
Operating on an eyeball, what is not to like? No, I joke with you. It comes with a degree of challenge, of delicate. But us ophthalmologists, us trained eye surgeons, we are trained to do it. So we not just suddenly do a one year course or 6-month course. So the training is roughly 5 years in addition to the 6 years of a general doctor.
There you go.
So if you put that in perspective, so 6 years training of a general doctor, then 1 year of what's called internship, that's 7 years, and generally 5 to 6 years of specializing after that. So the journey, the training is highly refined. And we have very good teachers. So yes, you have to have a steady hand and have good eyesight yourself within reason, and have a personality that will cope with the stress, because it does come with a degree of stress.
I can imagine.
There's not much room for error. One has to be pretty precise. No shaking hands. No shaking hands. So but that's what it is. So but I love it. It's the most it's demanding. but it's the most satisfying.
Yeah, because
help
you're
people
impacting
surgically,
lives.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
for somebody like me, it's like I remember after the surgery, and I told my husband, we were in bed, and I'm like, oh, I can now see your face, and he's like, you mean you were not seeing my face
That's
before?
right. That's right.
And I said, no, I couldn't properly see, the lines and everything, but now.
And that is
Right.
result. That is changing someone's life forever.
Yeah.
And protecting their vision. You say raised eye pressure is an
Yes.
example. We see a lot of people with
Right.
raised eye pressure.
Right.
The condition's name is glaucoma or
I was just going to ask, what are the health issues?
That's raised eye pressure, very common, and that can lead on to blindness. So it's about identifying it, managing it, treating it, protecting that person's eyesight, and improving in some cases their eyesight. So so it's a great career.
And thank you,
Pleasure.
for helping people, because I come here, I see a lot of people are seniors and elderly.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to tell you, there's a difference between seniors and elderly. Now, I'm a senior, but the ones over 70, they're the elderly. Over 50, senior. Over 70, so I see them.
So I'm in your club. I'm over 50. I'm over 50. Yeah.
So you do get a lot of people over 70. I see them in your practice here. I saw them at your other practice. So
that's right.
You really need to be gentle and
slow with them. That's right. And if surgery is required, you explain it to them kindly and gently. And the surgery is usually quite quick.
Right.
Eye surgery generally is quite quick. It doesn't take hours and hours to do eye surgery. But the results are staggering, and you can make a world of a difference for a person. And I mean, we conduct our lives, don't we, with vision? Okay,
exactly.
The internet, driving cars, being mobile, our careers at work. Vision is super important. Everything else is obviously important too, but vision is becoming more and more relevant.
Correct.
How can I say, with devices, with communication.
And we have to be careful.
Communication with the outside world is through vision. It's typing on computers, it's not speech. Typing, your device, your WhatsApp, your messaging is visual, right? So eyesight is really important. Yeah.
So what other services do you provide? I know you mentioned.
So I would manage pretty much everything to do with eye health. So it could go from as simple as an eye infection. It could go into someone's got something in their eye that's flown in the wind into their eye. There would be more serious conditions like raised eye pressure. There's glaucoma, so I have a full range of glaucoma management. We see a lot of people with cataract. Cataract is
What's the difference with cataract?
So cataract is people think it's a skin over the front of the eye. That's not quite true. It's a clouding of the lens of the eye as one gets older. So you're talking about 70-year-olds. It's classic, over 70, very common. So we see people are living older and longer nowadays. So we're seeing more and more people with cataracts. So that's probably the most busiest kind of health issue that I deal with. It's cataracts, and then there's some other diabetic management, because a lot of people don't realize that diabetes can go into the back of the eye.
I didn't know that as well until my mom.
A lot of people don't know that, and they can be diabetic for years and they don't know that. So education about diabetes is if you're talking about healthcare, sort of globally, diabetes is one of the biggest problems that we're going to face in time. So that's diabetic eye health, and a few other things. But those are the big 3 or 4.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Galloway. You know what? We need to stop for a quick break, and we'll be right back. Wow, Dr. Galloway, thank you for that first segment. You know, you're born in Cape Town, schooled at UCT, got awards, various awards, went for your specialized, you know, being an eye surgeon.
Correct.
In Cambridge and all, you know, and then came back, decided to come back to Africa. And thank you for coming back, because we keep looking all, losing all our specialists to Europe and US.
Yes.
So when I see other Africans, you know, coming back and staying in Africa and, you know, putting back and impacting.
Yes.
Thank you, for doing that.
And bringing skills that I learnt in the UK and education, and bringing those skills back to Cape Town.
That's correct. Our son attended Cambridge. So you're both, you know, but I'm hoping he too will come back to Africa someday. It's all over there in Europe and US.
So too.
I'm hoping so. So let's now go on to, for you, what are the 3 things, you know, that you value, that, you know, mean something to you? I know you already said you came back to South Africa because of family. You could have stayed on in UK and so on.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe that's it. But what are the 3 things, you know, that you value most, and what motivates you?
For me in my life at this moment in time, so I think it's got to be quality time with family.
Right.
I think we get very occupied with our careers, which is good. We need careers, and we need professions. We need professionals to help society. But those individual professionals, they need to realize it's all about quality family time, really. So that's important to me. I think keeping a healthy, honest career going, medical practice is a big part of my life. And conducting myself very professionally there and with integrity, I think that's really important to me.
Right.
And then my own, if I may be selfish here, but my own personal health.
Wow.
So,
yes.
you know, because as you said, I'm an entrepreneur, it's my own medical practice. If I'm not healthy, then I can't help other people. So I think my own health is important, you know, and my career and discipline is important, but family time with your children or your family or your spouse, whatever. I think that's really important.
So what motivates you? What keeps you going? Why do you wake up in the morning, day in, day out, to do what you do?
It's a very good and difficult question. I think we get into a routine. I think it is work ethic. I think it's about work ethic, but I think it's about helping people mostly. Is you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to impact 20 or 25 people today, and that's quite that. You know, you don't want to not pitch up for work when you're going to be helping people. And then on my non-career side, so on my more private life, I think it's my sport. Really, that motivates me. It relaxes me. Are you
still playing tennis?
Tennis, yes, I play a lot of tennis still.
Why do a lot of doctors seem to like tennis? One of my
tennis or golf. Everyone says the doctors always on the golf course.
Yeah, what's it?
But I don't play golf. I played a little bit of golf before, but I think it's just a clean break from because it is quite demanding on our persons, on our minds as well. You're dealing with unhealthy situations, unhealthy people, you're managing sick people, they come with demands, it is a service to the community, and it comes with challenges. So I think it is quite it could be a stressful career. It is defined as being quite a stressful career, being a doctor, but I think that sport offers you that break, and that internal time to reflect, and just your mind can shift from work, and you can I think it makes you rounded.
So, would you say, Dr. Galloway, at this point, I like the way you went in this season when you were sharing what you value most, because I believe that could have changed 20 years ago, you know, for you.
Yes.
Would you say you're successful, or what's your definition of success? And you mentioned being a leader because you have staff who work, you know, with you.
Right.
What does leadership, you know, mean to you?
Okay, so I think I'll start with a success. Would I consider myself successful? Yes, I would. I think if I look back 25 years and I was setting goals for myself, have I achieved those goals? I think no doubt I have. So I feel successful. we're not talking monetary necessarily here. We're talking about having a career, having family, having a support structure around you, having a healthy lifestyle, impacting people is success.
Yes.
In terms of leadership, I think 100% one has to, I'm going to talk as a doctor here, I think you have to have some degree of leadership. I think you have to have an air of confidence about you to be a doctor, for people to trust you and to listen to you and take your advice. You've got to have some kind of confidence. Leadership is very, very I think it is challenging being a leader. Being an employer is challenging, and I think you've got to lead by example.
Right.
So you can't conduct yourself and your life in a negative, bad way and expect people that you're leading to be better than you. I think you got to conduct as a leader. You got to lead by example, and if that means being honest, have integrity, getting to work on time, not being late, not being disrespectful. I think setting boundaries with people you're leading, be it your staff member or if you're leading a community, if you're leading, you could argue and say that I lead my customers, I lead my patients, I lead them to good health.
Yes.
So that you want to encourage that confidence, that they understand that you're after for them, for the best thing. So I think that is it. Lead by example.
I love that. I love that. You know what? We'll stop for a quick short break and we'll be right back. Wow, Dr. Galloway, I loved your definition of success, and not only your definition, but the fact that you owned it. You said, yes, you are successful, not necessarily monetary, but yes, because a lot of people shy away from saying, they have achieved, their goals. And I liked how you mentioned that you set yourself goals way back and you've managed to take them, and your definition of leadership. And, I love the bit about integrity, having that air of confidence, in you, because yes, a lot of your clients, depend, kind of on you, and they're looking to you for solutions, and so on. So you've obviously gone through a lot, through your years of experience and skills and so on. Can you share with us some other life lessons? You've shared some already, but I want some key life lessons that you've gained over the years that will help young people or somebody, a young boy or girl in Athlone, in Guguletu, in Constantia, in Weinberg. I'm going across all areas now, not about where you come from, but about wanting to do something. What life lessons, can you share that, you could say, maybe if you've heard that, or would have helped you at age 7 or something? Maybe share some life lessons.
I'll say one thing that helped me, and you use the word or the comment of age 7. And I had something that happened in my life at age 7.
Right.
And it was a goal. I realized I wanted to do this thing in my life. Okay. If you have a goal in life, and no matter what age you are, that is going to guide you. You will always try and get to that goal. And I think as a human, as a human race, I think we do better when we have goals. And I think that would be probably my most profound sort of statement. If at all possible, try and set some sort of goals. They don't have to be crazy goals that are impossible to achieve. Small goals is fine, but have a kind of rough idea of where you want to go. So if you want to be an electrician, try and be the best electrician. If you want to be a chef, try and be the best chef. And set some reachable goals, because that has served me well in my life. Because when it gets tough, when the chips are down and you're struggling, it could be for various reasons, things are not going your way, life can be tough. If you have those goals and you believe in yourself, you can back yourself and say, I have that goal, I'm going to back myself. I can achieve that. I know I can. That's my main.
I love that, and it's not simplistic, but it's like you said, it doesn't need to be crazy big. It can be small, but reachable, achievable,
yes.
And being the best. I like the way you said it, being the best in whatever.
I still, you would say, if you define that success, come back to success, still at age, I'm 52, I'll offer that, I still set myself weekly goals. I have a bit of paper every Monday morning. I write, I want to do this week, and have a goal set for me. And I am already successful in many ways. But I haven't stopped setting small little goals and then other bigger goals. And then maybe for happiness or for a journey or for enrichment or for career. But even a little 7-year-old can understand about reaching a goal. Yeah, because sometimes in life things come too easily.
Yeah. And I think maybe from me, let's take away from today is, you sharing that bit about even right now, you're still setting yourself weekly goals. And I think I need to do that. And some of us need to do that because we get caught up with a lot of things. So even if wherever you are in your season in life, you could still say, I want to do this. So I'm going to take away that from you today.
Good. Please do.
The weekly goals.
I hope the viewers can also. I think it just have small little goals.
Yeah.
But little step-by-step goals, and you'll get there in the end. Because it is tough. Life is tough.
Okay, my final question. I would have loved to continue because there's a lot I'm getting in, from you here. My final question has to do with. It's not vague, but at the same time, I always like asking this, is for you, as a person, you're already doing what you were trained to do and what probably is what you knew from the age 7, like you said to yourself. You probably didn't know you were going to end up here, but you knew where you wanted to be. We have a lot of social issues, in South Africa, in Africa as a whole, and everywhere in the world. But we're focusing on South Africa and Africa as a continent. For you, what issue would you want something, to be done about? Are you passionate about, whether you've spoken about it or not? Because yes, you're in the issue of helping people with health problems. So maybe it's still that, I don't know. But maybe there's any other issue that you're passionate about. We want to know. And would then want to know, what are the solutions to such issues? How do we address them? Whether it doesn't need to be you, whoever, maybe it's somebody watching, listening, or the government or individuals. So what issue for you would you want?
I think I like what we've discussed so far. The leadership is coming to mind. And maybe if you're talking for a country or bettering a country socially, economically, I like to think simplistically, and I think sometimes like a country is like having being a parent and having children in a family. So our leaders, our parents, the politicians particularly, or the church leaders, but let's talk about politicians. I think they need to lead like a parent. They need to see the country as their children and treat those children with respect. But as we said, lead with by example.
Yes.
So I think I would like to see more of that. I think I would like to see our leaders lead more by example. So less corruption, less flying around in private jets, money going places where it shouldn't be going. If we could just tone that down, if we could just have less corruption, we're all in it together, and I think together we are stronger and we're better. There are other issues to do with my expertise is healthcare, but healthcare is expensive. We need funding. But if our leaders can help, and it doesn't have to be politicians. I'm also talking about church group leaders. Other forms of captains of industry in private business. They're leaders. They also navigate our ship of our country with a family on that ship, and that's how I see it. If we could just have these role players, our leaders work together and be honest and less, as I said, less corruption. That'd be great. But this is outside of my field of expertise. I'm just a doctor.
No,
but it's about empowerment.
You're,
it's about these leaders helping. I think that would be it.
I like that, and I think for me, I always like asking my guests because they bring different perspective, and you've brought a totally different perspective. Here, saying the politician leading as a parent, leading your citizen, and less corruption, because there's so much, across Africa. It's not just in one place.
Yes.
And then for me, there's the beauty for me in South Africa when I see the politicians and the captains of industry getting healthcare here, not going to Europe or other places. But meanwhile, in West Africa, especially for me coming from Nigeria, our leaders and politicians don't even trust the healthcare service
of their own country, of their own family.
Yeah. So most of the time they're out, for those who can. So there's a lot that needs to happen, and I hope whoever is listening, and you never know, never know who is listening. So for me, that is important. But wow, that's the last of my question. I really want to go on, and I can see some of your gadgets, here. Sorry, I know I sit here a lot of time.
Yes.
So tell us what this one is.
So this is basically it's called a slit lamp. It has a light source, and it's got those, looks like a binoculars that you look through, so it magnifies the eye. So we can light up and shine inside the eye, and we can view inside the eye with magnification and look in and diagnose.
Wow.
So see pictures, we can see. And other machines take photographs and scans, and technology is getting better and better at allowing us to diagnose conditions earlier and earlier.
Right.
So this is one tool that we
That's
we
a
use.
big, interesting tool. I'm sure I think that's the biggest tool you have.
It's one I use the most because we always want to, as doctors, examine physically, and then if we need to do other scans or other tests, then we'll do other ones. But this is looking into the eye.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Galloway.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for the lives you're impacting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, especially as well from me, and my family for helping to impact my life in a positive way through my healthcare. And I know I'm trusting you that we'll continue to monitor, how my eyes
Thank you so much.
And I really commend you and your team, for what you're doing, because it's a thankless job and career.
Often it is.
Most often. Even though we're paying for it, you're doing that, but still, it's still impacting lives in different ways. So we have a small gift, for you.
That's so kind of you. Thank you.
It's a real small gift.
Thank
you.
you.
Open
Very
it.
kind. I will.
Just
How do we
open
open
it?
Just open
now.
it like this. Oh wow! And I like my
Just
coffee.
to say,
I really do. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, guys, and with love.
And to remember,
That's very sweet of
today,
you.
we might come back again if we feel we want to talk
that
about.
That is very. I'll leave that right there. Thank you.
If we want to talk more about, the glaucoma, the cataract, what people can do, we want to go more into it. Can we come back?
Oh, please do.
Okay.
Yes, I really enjoyed myself.
Another 6 months.
And if we could impact, like you say, impact lives. If I could impact one life, just one life.
That's
this,
That's why we do what we do.
That's right.
It's about that.
Yes.
It's not about trying to, but we get a lot of feedback. People telling us that, wow, that changed, my perspective. That helps me. That, and even just sharing, people's story. And, maybe somebody who is like you, who was a nerd, or is still a nerd and thinks, I could still, do this.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people think, okay, because they're very smart, people look at them differently. And then there's the other ones like me who are not very smart. But we use whatever skills or gifts, that we have. So that
100%.
gift that you have. Thank you
very much.
We celebrate you.
Thank you.
And we look forward to coming back.
100%. I would love to have you back.
All right.
Thank you so much.
In closing, Dr. Galloway, I want you to give words of encouragement to young people or boys or women or young doctors who might not even know what to decide in special, whoever you want to speak to, really.
Okay.
I just wanted to do that.
I think to motivate this, I think is actually quite easy. I think you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to back yourself. There will be people who will try and dissuade you and tell you that you're not good enough. You've got to trust in your abilities, and we can all do it. We can be better for ourselves, and that makes us better individuals in society. Back yourself, trust yourself, don't stop working. You're going to have bad days. You're going to be told that you're not good enough. Just believe in yourself. Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. We're going to be sharing Dr. Galloway's details at the end, all the social media pages, so that you can, if you need the best, in Cape Town, one of the best. I'm sure there are a lot, but I'm sorry, because I get the scare. So I need to tell you, he's the best for me in Cape Town. So and much cheaper, so you can come from US, come from UK to come and get your cataract done, to come and get, glaucoma, whatever else you want to do, because I am a living example of how it changed my life. So thank you, to everyone, for watching, and please spread the news and support them. They're in Weinberg, they're in Sea Point, but we'll be sharing their details. And if you've been here before, because we normally get a lot of people say, oh no, that's my doctor, that's my chef, so if you've been here before, share whatever story as well you want to share. This is about sharing our stories. You've heard a story, so if you want to share yours, you know where to come. And can't wait to come back and share more stories with you. Till next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Love you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.